Okay, today, so I'm looking at ReSlice by VirSyn, and this is a sample slicing app. Now, you may think there's nothing very special about a sample slicing app. We have plenty of them already on iOS. So we've got the sampler. You can use that to slice up your samples, and we have Egoist, which you can also use to slice up your samples, and you can add drums and bass too, so there's a sort of sample slicer on that. We've got the sample slicer in IMPC Pro, which allows you to slice up all your samples into pads, and you can do that from various sources. You can bring in your own tunes, you can buy inter-app audio, or you can resample stuff that's already going on. So, and you from the microphone. So it's a fairly extensive sample slicer there. We have Abu Dhabi in Gadget, which is also another sample slicer. So we have sample slicers. What is VirSyn bringing to the party? Well, I'm automatically going to buy this because it's a VirSyn app, and I've kind of got an auto buy reflex that goes on every time I see a VirSyn app. I just press the buy button because I know I'm going to buy it eventually, so I might as well just cut out the pain and suffering and just buy it straight away. And I'm proper enjoying this one. Now, the sample slicer itself is fairly straightforward. It comes with surprisingly few presets. But it does have a bunch of presets built in. Now, for each of these samples, I can mess around with the pitch by going up and down here. You can mess around with the samples where they start and finish, so that's always handy. So I can add in start points, or I can remove start points, so I can make my slices longer and shorter. I can mess around with the pitch, as I said before. So here I can actually set pitches for all of these, and then when I go back to, it's going to save the pitched slices as they are. You can change the level of every slice. You can change the pan of all your slices. You can change the attack, which is actually reasonably unusual. You don't normally get that. And you can change the decay as well. So we have some enveloping that we can do on each of these slices, and the release. And I can reverse some of them, which I'm not going to do because I hate reverse samples. Okay, so you've got a few of these things built in. Now, some of them are more interesting than others, but the thing that really makes this app special, and let me play with it for an hour on the bus the other day, is the ARP section. Now, the ARP section is the one from Additive Synth Pro, and as you can see, rather like Fugue Machine, in fact, it's got 4 separate arpeggiator playheads, which can play anywhere on this grid here, and you can have them all running, or you can just have one running. So if I just have that one running there, okay, and if I look at track 1 here, on the octaves, I've got, I'll move that up and make it all the same octave. And here I've got the key. Now here you can see the first key I press, second key I press, third key I press. So automatically, you see, you're starting to build up rhythms here on just one of these tracks, because I've got the 3 different finger positions. I can change with the octaves of these things, and relative to the note that's actually being pressed at the time, I can change up and down. So that's key finger 1. Now, this is finger 2 coming in here. So if I go back to here and change those both to finger 2, go back to the notes. So I'm transposing the second note that's playing there. And here we go. Right, so also so far so good. So let's extend that out a bit. Let's make it 16 steps long, and we can now this is where playing really comes in, because now I've got my slices in here. I can just mess around anywhere I go on the keyboard. I'm going to get a completely different rhythm. Now no one's ever going to remember where all their slice positions are, so it's very organic. You're playing with what you've got and you're jamming and messing around with this for sort of 5 or 10 minutes. You suddenly find yourself coming out with really interesting rhythms. And I can go back to my ARP here. I can add in a second playhead. Track 2 is just playing that section there. So you can hear between, just with one key down, I've got a rhythm going on. And I can add in a third playhead. So if I go to track 3 here, I'm just playing that section there now. Playing with the fingers there. Let's change those to finger 1, I think. Okay. Now we're getting some rhythm. So this is just one finger pushed. And now let's turn on track 4. Let's change the speed of track 4 down to eighth of a bar. So if I go over to track 1, 2, 4, nice. Let's change the playheads for track 4 to over here somewhere. And just turn off the others so I can hear what track 4 is doing. Nice, okay. And now if I add in another finger, you see I'm going to get a whole new set of stuff coming in for the finger 2 buttons. I'll go for 3 fingers over here now. It's completely different. No, this is mad. It's a bit like playing with an Ovation circuit if you've ever done it, because you don't really know what you're going to get. You just push down fingerings, and it starts playing all these polyrhythms and rhythms back at you. Now, if you're over on the samples section, you can load in your own samples very easily. If I do an import here, I've got to sample some stuff I played in from TC11 the other day, just messing around. So if I can import that in and slice it. Now, it doesn't look like the slices are matching up, but it has actually matched it up in the background. So if I go away and come back so if I save this and then come back to it, you'll notice it actually realigns everything. But and you can mess around with everything as you do before. So in short then, the VirSyn, what they've done here is they've taken really what is a popular and well-used piece of technology already, the sample slicer, and they've matched it up with their 4-head arpeggiator, which is just awesome. And what it's allowed you to do is just organically build up these rhythms. It's a process of discovery, and I highly recommend it. So anyone who likes jamming away and then taking the results, slicing them up and making into tracks, as I do, take this app. It's a good one.